Hello everyone, it's Tess. It's been quite a break since actively working on another game review. While recovering from bronchitis back in March and throwing my schedule off, I have been fortunate in getting some gaming and writing time in, specifically a review for an indie game I was given access to around October of 2022. Although all they asked for was a stream and a Steam review, mama's gotta make content. So, thanks to Ghost Pattern for providing me with a key. Now here is my review for Wayward Strand. Wayward Strand begins with you playing as Casey Beaumarie, a 14-year-old girl accompanying her mother, whose name is Ruth, that is the head nurse of a hospital. It's certainly not the kind of hospital you'd see on Scrubs or Grey's Anatomy, rather an airship converted into a hospital. Don't worry though, it is definitely not lacking in the drama department. Dealing with a staff shortage, a patient's death, and an upcoming visit from a government official that determines if the airship receives funding, Ruth tries her best to hide the stress, but bit by bit, it leaks through as her and Casey occasionally bump heads. Because Casey is more focused on using her hospital visit as an opportunity to write for her school's newspaper. With 3 days of her summer vacation left, Casey spends these 3 days interacting with the patients living on the airship and uncovering secrets about both the patients and how this hospital in the sky came to be. I'll be honest, I didn't know what to expect from this game. It started off quite slow. I had to walk back and forth everywhere, hold a conversation with various elderly people that initially felt awkward, and Tommy is once again in someone else's room. Put a leash on her. We got a geriatric on the loose. The cast of elders are certainly a colorful bunch, some of them nice and pleasant to engage with, such as Ida. And then there is always that one who knows everyone's business, so quick to gossip about it and sassier than an episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. Her name is Esther. Esther talked so much cash money shit.
You think I'm trying to kill you?
You two are in cahoots. I've seen you whispering into the intercom.
Don't you use the intercom too?
You use the intercom too?
I said,
Oh, that's rich. Now I'm the poisoner. I've been poisoning myself.
I was ready to replace her medication with laxatives. Then I started to wonder, what's the point of all of this? What's the goal? What am I to accomplish? Is the game telling me to make sure I have life insurance ready? Funnily enough, playing the game answers that question. The third day especially made me realize what these 6 hours of playtime were trying to accomplish. Living in the moment so that later in life, you can appreciate those moments. These elders discuss their family, growing up in a different country, how they met their spouses, how many kids they have, and their occupations during their youthful years. Hearing these seniors reflect upon the lives they lived and the accomplishments they achieved struck a chord with me as someone in my late 20s. Especially as in the game, one of the patients you don't get to meet unfortunately passes away on the airship, and it's only through the other patients that you get to learn about his life and personality, or a particular memory they share with him during his days in the hospital. These patients are aware they are on the airship because their final days loom. Still, they find joy in these moments they live through and want to pass down their memories to those younger than them, like Casey. Life, after all, is about the memories we make. As cheesy as that sounds, this game puts that phrase into perspective, and so it made me think about the people I've personally lost within the past 7 years. Or with others who knew them, we found peace in sharing our memories of that person. Those of us still living ensure that those who have passed on continue to live on as memories. Wayward Strand's gameplay is quite simple. The gameplay is practically point and click with the ability to move the character since it is a heavily narrative focused game. You can travel via the elevator or stairs to access the 2-floored hospital, and each time you learn new information about a certain patient, it automatically records it into Casey's journal to keep track of your progress while interacting with these patients. When it comes to entering conversations with someone, you have a selection of 4 choices with a timer, so make sure to make your question quick or the game will pre-select the question for you. While I appreciate this game's art book style and its approach in allowing you to figure out its lore through the characters, it is not without its faults. Unfortunately, I noticed some odd frame drops or lag at times, It was usually evident when I would take the elevator. Also, as this game is clearly designed around a fixed time frame, it's impossible to complete everything in the journal on one playthrough. There should have maybe been a New Game Plus included in the launch of this game that will keep the journal entries from your first playthrough intact. When I turned the game on this past week to hopefully get some time in to replay and note any particular pros or cons that I missed with the game, there is a select chapter menu that appears after finishing the game, but in selecting a chapter, a warning pops up stating that your save file will be overwritten. And did I want to overwrite it? No. Now we have arrived at the important part of this video, to play or not to play this game. Although I would recommend to play this game because it truly is deserving of a playthrough, I am also understanding of those of you who might want to do multiple playthroughs or even attempt to 100% the game and do not want to spend $20 in a game that is still lacking polish in crucial departments that warrants a game worthy of obtaining your money. Fortunately, there is a featured article on Steam from the developers that is dated back on March 17th, noting Wayward Strand was going through post-launch update development. So there is a chance that many of the features and possibly more I propose in the critique section will be arriving when they can. I say that to say, if you're still on the fence as to whether or not you should give this game a try, I would hold off and probably wishlist the game and make sure to check and see if they have developed a fix or a patch for Wayward Strand, so that you can experience Wayward Strand in a much better condition that will definitely bring vast improvements that it really needs. If you play Wayward Strand expecting to play as some degree of a savior, then you're sadly mistaken. This game is a great reminder of our mortality, of our perfection as humans. Not perfection in the literal definition someone is going to Google and try to, well, actually, Tess, perfection means me to death. But I say perfection as in the way humans are designed, how we are designed, from birth to death. There is no escaping this cycle of life. However, what makes it a hell of an amazing ride is everything you experience, every gain, every loss, year by year, decade by decade. They may break you, they may shape you. Regardless, as time passes and the end of your mortal path nears, all of your memories are but footprints tracking the journey you have gone through. Thanks for watching.